kavod? What do they both have in common?
Root.
Root. Kaf, bet, dalet. Correct? What is kaved? What does the adjective mean? Come on.
Good.
Holy?
Wrong.
Holy.
Glory. Oh.
No. Yes. Well, we're there.
Glory.
To be honorable, heavy, right? What? Okay. Kavod. What does kavod mean?
Glory.
Glory, honor.
Glory, honor. Right. These words are often applied to Yahweh in a construct chain. The kavod Yahweh, you've translated it in several texts. Well, not several, but in a few texts in your workbook exercises. It translates the glory of the Lord. But does that mean what then? What does the kavod Yahweh actually mean? The adjective derives from it, the noun derives from it, and we're going to learn a verb that derives from this trilateral root. So, what does it mean then? Aren't you just dying to preach a sermon with this trilateral root to say something great about God, the kavod Yahweh? Hello?
Yeah.
What might you? Yes, of course, sure you are. The temptation for us is to say this, is to actually preach and teach falsely about the kavod Yahweh or about anything to do with the kavod because of this thing called root fallacy. Anybody heard of the root fallacy? Come on, get those hands up. Just because a word has 3 consonants and the adjective means one thing and the noun means one thing and the verb is going to mean one thing, does that have anything to do with the consonants? Does that have anything to do with God being heavy or God being weighty? Because the kavod Yahweh comes from a trilateral root that means to be heavy or to bear weight or to have glory. Is God heavy? Does he have a weight problem? Of course, all of us would say no, and we will laugh. But as we approach verbs, as we approach chapter 12 and as we approach chapter 13, one of the biggest mistakes that we make in preaching and teaching is this thing called the root fallacy. We give our audiences this sense, we give the people that we're ministering to a sense that a root, that a word that comes from a root has some mystical meaning behind it, and if only they knew the biblical languages, then they too would be the enlightened ones. But guess what chapter 12 teaches us? Chapter 12 teaches us that the simplest form of a word, in which a word derived, is a root. On its own, my brothers and sisters, kaf, bet, and dalet mean nothing. It's when you add the vowels that you get some meaning. But then, beyond that, when you have the consonants and the vowels in a context, then you really get meaning. So, kaf, bet, dalet, so what? So what the noun derives from it, so what you've got the verb, so what you have the adjective. As a trilateral root, it means nothing when it's done. So don't go out there and preach. And don't go out there and tell the people that you're ministering to that there's some mystery behind these 3 consonants. Because, especially don't tell them you went to Gordon Conwell. It's like saying pineapple, and because it's made up of pine and apple, there's some, wonderful meaning behind pineapple. I think we get the point. That's why we're here in this class, aren't we? Is to use the languages and to use them effectively and to see how context is what matters in our learning these vocabulary words. So with that in mind, let's pray as we begin our day. Father, I thank you